세상 어디에나 있는 혁신이란 주제로 강연하실 도부모란 대표님이십니다. 큰 박수로 맞아주시기 바랍니다.
Hi everybody. Great being here, great being in Korea. I came to tell you about myself, about my dreams, and about innovation. If you noticed, I wrote innovation with 8 N's. Innovation. Why 8 N's? So there are 2 possibilities. One possibility is because my spelling in English is not so good. I'm an Israeli. The second possibility is because I have a message that I would like to tell you. So make a guess. Which of the possibilities is the right one? Any ideas? Well, you are wrong. The 2 possibilities are correct. My spelling in English is not great, but I still write innovation sometimes with 1 N, sometimes with 2 N's, not with 8 N's. So I do have a message. The message is that innovation can be done at anything, in products, in technology, in marketing, in business development, and even at the name of the presentation. So I'm Dov Moran. I'm engineer, I'm entrepreneur, I'm Israeli, I'm father to 4. I'm the person known as the inventor of USB flash drive, and I'm a dreamer. That's my first known dream. It's the USB flash drive. Many names, memory stick, USB flash, flash component, thumb drive. So many names, but one product. That's a product that I invented back in 1998. Today, you can see it in many, many forms. I'm not responsible for these forms. It's not mine. So innovation can be even at forms, at different designs. And I think that these are truly very, very nice designs, but I'm not taking any responsibility for them. How was the USB flash drive invented? So the story is back to 1998. This was 14 years ago. I went to give a lecture about my company these days in New York. And I'm standing there in front of 200 people. I need to talk about my public company, and my computer doesn't turn on. Hey, it's not just a lecture about innovation. It's a lecture about my company. And as a public company, you have to be very accurate. You should have a lot of data, and you can't really do a presentation without a computer that presents the number the right way. So I'm standing there in front of the 200 people waiting to hear me, and it doesn't work. And the best way to define the feeling is cold sweat. That's what I felt, cold sweat. And someone that was sitting in front of me, one of my friends that was supposed to speak after me, said, how about you take my computer, just walk one with the other as I can speak with you. And I said, yes, but how can I transfer my file from my computer that is dead to your computer? We can't do that. Anyway, this was a bad event, bad experience. And after that, before going home from New York, I said that I'll never in my life again come without a USB flash drive. And USB flash drive or anything that should be on my pocket, ready with the presentation. So of course I didn't say USB flash drive because it wasn't there, but I tried to think what can I really bring as a backup to my presentation. Now floppies were too small. CD-ROM, rewritable CD-ROMs won't exist these days. A hard drive was too large, too clumsy, too sensitive. So I said, okay, there is a USB that is going to come and beat any computer. Actually, it's going to come as a replacement of a very known standard then these days called RS-232. But there is a problem. The USB is supposed to support serial peripherals, and there is no support there to flash memory. What can we do? And then came the idea that, okay, let's imitate a hard drive, make the flash appear like a hard drive and even make it as a hard drive with a serial interface, and therefore have the ability to connect it to the USB, make it very small, and oops, we got the invention. The USB flash drive, or as we call it at M-Systems, the disk on key was not the only product of M-Systems. We had another product called disk on chip. I won't go into the detail of what the history of this, but all the cell phone manufacturers actually were using it, except two. Nokia. Nokia was using the chip for one cell phone, the Nokia 9000, the high-end product. But when we came to talk with them about using it for other cell phones, their response was, guys, you are too small for us. We want you to give your IP to other companies, and then we will consider using you or those other companies. Now, when you give your IP, your patents, when you give your technology to other companies, you have no life, because the other companies were much larger. So our answer to Nokia was no, and you know where Nokia is today. Siemens is maybe the most critical example here. I went to Siemens. Siemens is a German company that did cell phones, and actually they were number 5 in the market 10 years ago. So I went to Siemens with the great idea of this component, the disk on chip. And the disk on chip was like a storage, like a hard drive on the cell phone. Now everybody today is using smartphones, and you store data, you store emails, you store contacts. It's very obvious. When I talk about 10 years ago, this wasn't so critical, so obvious. And actually, this was quite a revolution. So I went to Siemens and they said, wow, it's really amazing technology, but we already designed the phones for the next year. So we can't use it. Come next year. I came a year later. What was the answer? It's a great technology. We love it. But we already designed the phone for the next year, so you have to come a year from now. Adapt new technologies. Adapt them, try to adapt them ahead of the rest. That's the advice, but there is a but, a big but. And the but is better than adapting new technologies, invent them. Invent technologies. And the question that I would like to ask you is, what's required in order to be an inventor? Do you have to be a genius? I'm not a genius. I'm clearly not a genius. What's required? To dream. It's a very simple answer. You need to dream. Everybody can dream. Everybody that can dream can become inventor. Just stop being afraid of failures. That's my message. Stop being afraid of failures. If you fail, it's okay. So there are a few sentences I would like to bring, coming from a guy called Chris Hitterly from Walt Disney. I'll do them very fast. How to encourage innovation. He talks about innovation as a way to solve problems for people. But his message is very, very clear. He said, don't expect that people come and tell you their problems and then you can resolve them. You have to create solutions to problems, even if the people might not know yet that they have a problem. He talks about processes. Don't go into committees, forums. Innovation should come from people talking with one with the other. And then he talks about leadership. And he says a very clear message that I would like you to think about and understand. He says you have to have leaders who believe and have guts, who support innovative work, who are extremely tolerant of good people making mistakes or failing sometimes. It's okay to fail. If you work hard and fail, it's fine. Last advice for me, if you want your dreams come true, don't sleep. The meaning of it, you really have to work very hard. Summary, it's very simple to innovate. Just look around you, see the problems, see what you can do, see what's needed. Imagine the solution. No fear, determination, hard work. Thank you very much.